stop. Before you hand your toddler that iPad, in the car, in the restaurant, at the airport, just wait 30 seconds. I'm Dr. Sarah, and today I'm giving you a complete toolkit, 12 science-backed games for every situation where parents reach for a screen. The car, the checkout line, the restaurant, the airplane. By the end of this video, you will never feel stuck again. A few years ago, I was driving my nephew to soccer practice. He was 6. 20 minutes in, he started whining. And I, the child psychologist who literally teaches parents what to do, reached into my bag and handed him my phone, just to get some quiet. And I sat there thinking, if I can't do this without a screen, how can I expect any parent to? That moment is why I spent the next year researching every screen-free engagement strategy that actually works. Not in theory, but in the back seat, at the hostess stand, in the middle of a 4-hour flight. What I found completely changed how I think about boredom. And today, I'm sharing all of it with you. Every time the screen cuts to something new, dopamine hit. Your child isn't addicted to the content. They're addicted to the novelty. The prefrontal cortex, still forming until age 25, gets weaker every time we skip the boredom. But boredom is the birthplace of imagination, and you are about to become an expert at turning it into magic. Let's start with the place parents struggle most, the car. Confined space, forward-facing seats, nothing to do. Here are 3 games that turn every drive into a brain workout. Car game number 1, the story swap.
Once upon a time,
A dragon flew over a huge castle
and then it hopped on a rocket.
to visit a dinosaur.
You start a sentence, they finish it. Once upon a time, there was a dragon who was afraid of, what, honey? Back and forth, 10 seconds each. No wrong answers. For older kids, add a constraint. The hero can only use things inside this car. That's constrained creativity, one of the most powerful cognitive workouts that exists. For toddlers, one word from them is a win. Celebrate it like they solved a math problem. Because neurologically, they kind of did. Why it works? Co-storytelling activates the default mode network, the same network behind empathy and creative problem solving. You're building emotional intelligence in a traffic jam. Car game number 2, the spy jar. I'm going to close my eyes for 10 seconds. When I open them, tell me 3 things you see that are red. They become the observer, the expert. You can level this up endlessly. 4-year-old, find something round. 7-year-old, find something that looks sad. 9-year-old, find something that doesn't belong. Each version targets a different cognitive skill: recognition, emotional projection, abstract categorization. You're running a brain assessment in the back seat. They have no idea. This is the real antidote to TikTok brain. Passive screens train children to wait for the next hit. Active observation trains them to generate curiosity from within. Car game number 3, the feelings weather report. If your feelings right now were weather, what kind of weather would they be? Maybe a little cloudy. Maybe a tornado. Either way, you just opened a door. Follow-up, what would make the weather change? Now they're practicing the full cycle. Identify, describe, problem solve in under 2 minutes. Play it yourself too. Mommy feels a little foggy today. You're modeling emotional literacy in real time. Research shows children whose parents name their own emotions raise kids with significantly higher emotional intelligence. This is Name It to Tame It, from Dr. Dan Siegel. Naming an emotion through metaphor immediately reduces its intensity. Emotional regulation in a 1-minute car game. Children who label emotions show lower stress, higher academic achievement, and stronger friendships. Now, let's talk about another situation every parent knows. The checkout line, the pharmacy, the post office. These are the moments parents dread most. Because the child is standing right next to you, bored, touching everything, asking, "Are we done yet?" every 15 seconds. These 3 games were designed specifically for standing situations where you need both hands free. Cue game number 1, the body architect. Whisper a shape or animal, and they have to make it with their body. Be a question mark. Be a sleeping elephant. Be a letter T. They're fully absorbed, completely silent, and burning off physical energy all at the same time. For younger kids, copy their shape back and ask them to guess what you are. That mirroring builds co-regulation, the neurological foundation of emotional bonding. Cue game number 2, the invisible shopping list. We need to buy 5 things, but they're invisible. I can only describe them. You have to guess. Then describe things in the store around you or make them up. We need something that's cold and white, and you put it on pancakes. They guess. Then swap. They describe, you guess. Wrong guesses are encouraged. The sillier, the better. This game builds descriptive language, listening comprehension, and working memory simultaneously. And because they're scanning the environment for clues, they stop grabbing things off shelves. That alone is worth it. Cue game number 3, the gratitude scavenger hunt. Find me something in this store that you're grateful exists. Not something they want, something they're glad someone invented. A 5-year-old might point to bread. A 7-year-old might say Band-Aids. A 10-year-old might say refrigerators. Then you share yours. This isn't just sweet, it's neuroscience. Gratitude practices in children measurably reduce anxiety and increase pro-social behavior within 3 weeks of consistent use. One mom told me her 8-year-old now does this on his own, walking through stores saying quietly, "I'm grateful for that and that." She said it was the most unexpected gift this channel ever gave her family. That story still gets me every time. Gratitude isn't just kindness, it's a brain state. And like any state, it can be practiced, strengthened, and made habitual. And then there's the restaurant. Probably the place where parents feel the most judged. Your child is restless. It's loud. Food is taking forever. And every table around you is watching. Here's the truth. The families you think are judging you, they've been exactly where you are. And these 3 games will get you through any wait, without the screen and without the guilt. Restaurant game number 1, the menu detective. Hand them the menu, even if they can't read yet. Find me something on here that's probably crunchy. Find the most expensive thing. Find something that has a color in its name. They're doing visual scanning, category thinking, and inference, all from a laminated piece of paper. For non-readers, point to pictures. Which one do you think smells the best? There are no wrong answers, and the game lasts as long as the menu does. The ability to scan a page for specific information, called selective attention, is one of the foundational skills for reading comprehension. You're building it over breadsticks. Restaurant game number 2, the table story. Look around the restaurant together and pick one stranger, a waiter, another guest, someone walking by. What do you think their name is? Where did they come from today? What are they thinking about right now? You're not judging them. You're imagining their world. Children who practice this kind of perspective taking show measurably higher empathy scores, or literally building compassion from the breadbasket. If your child is shy, start with objects. What would that salt shaker say if it could talk? Same neural pathways, 0 social pressure. Restaurant game number 3, the sensory safari. Close your eyes. What do you hear? Name 5 sounds. Then, what do you smell? What does the chair feel like under your legs? You're guiding them through a full sensory inventory of the present moment. This is mindfulness for children, without calling it mindfulness, without a meditation app, without headphones. Pure embodied presence. Children with strong sensory awareness show lower reactivity to stress and better self-regulation in overwhelming environments, like, say, a loud restaurant. You're not just keeping them busy, you're training their nervous system to find calm in chaos. And now we get to the ultimate parenting challenge, the airplane. You are in a metal tube at 35,000 feet. You cannot leave, and your child has been awake since 4 a.m. I hear you. These 3 games were specifically designed for long-haul situations. They require 0 supplies, work in a tight seat, and some of them will actually help your child fall asleep. You're welcome. Airplane game number 1, the Cloud Kingdom. Look out the window together. What do you see in the clouds? Start with shapes: a bear, a castle, a sleeping giant. Then build a whole world. Who lives there? What do they eat? What's their biggest problem today? This is directed fantasy play, and it is extraordinarily powerful for emotional processing. Children use fantasy to rehearse real emotions safely. A child who invents a giant who's afraid of thunder might be telling you something important about themselves. For the return flight, do the same game, but with the clouds below you on the way back. We're visiting the kingdom again. What changed while we were gone? Continuity of imaginary worlds deepens narrative intelligence and long-term memory formation. Airplane game number 2, the Whisper World. This one is specifically for when you need them to wind down. Speak in a whisper, even if there's no real reason to. Tell them you're entering whisper mode because only whispers can hear the secret sounds of the airplane. Ask them to listen very carefully. Can they hear the engine hum, the air, the tiny sound of the seatbelt buckle? Whisper mode activates the parasympathetic nervous system. It literally physiologically calms both of you down. Follow it with a whispered story, slow, meandering, no climax needed. Once there was a very sleepy little bear who lived in a very quiet cloud. Many children are asleep before you reach the second sentence. I have heard from hundreds of parents that this single game saved their transatlantic flight. Airplane game number 3, the Trip Time Capsule. Ask your child, if you had to put this trip in a jar and open it in 10 years, what 3 things would you put inside? Not photos, feelings, smells, moments. The way Grandma's kitchen smelled, the feeling of the first jump in the hotel pool, the sound of the rain on the window that night. This game does 3 things at once. It consolidates memories, it teaches children to value experience over objects, and it gives you a moment of genuine connection that I promise you will remember long after the trip is over. I've been collecting these time capsule answers from parents for 2 years. They are some of the most beautiful things I have ever read. Before we finish, here's the most important takeaway. 12 games, 4 situations, 0 screens, and hopefully a little more peace for your family. Remember, you don't need all 12. Pick one. Try it this week. That's enough. Parenting isn't about perfection. It's about creating small moments of connection that add up over time. Now I want to hear from you. Which situation is hardest for your family? The car, the checkout line, the restaurant, or the airplane? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one, and many of my future videos come directly from conversations with parents like you. If you found even one idea helpful today, hit like and subscribe. It helps this channel reach more families who need practical, science-backed parenting support. And one more thing, send this video to a parent who needs it. Better yet, send it to your parenting group chat right now. Every group chat has at least one parent dealing with screen battles, long car rides, restaurant meltdowns, or stressful travel days. This video might make their week a little easier. Thanks for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself, and take care of that little one. I'll see you in the next video.